Hello, beautiful people. This is Sarah Poet, and there are some pieces of information streaming through today that I think might be helpful if more people hear. And so I'm just here to deliver a message today. And we humans on a spiritual path like to make things really difficult. And no doubt deconditioning all the all the extra layers of all the false structures, all the false thought forms, etc. Like that's really big work. Standing into the soul's truth of who you are, it's really big work. And I'm going to give you something that is so foundational and so important to this journey, especially as women, as creator beings. This code is so foundational and so integrated into the false matrix of the past that many of us are so entrenched and ingrained in that. And the reason being that the interdimensional forces, the other forces that were not creation, that were not source, that control a lot of this false matrix, they want your creational energy. They actually want your life force. If you remembered your true creativity as a creator being in alignment with creation, you would be very, very powerful. I think this is a big arc of what we're doing, right? So here's the thing. There's productivity and there's creativity. And they're very different. They're both doing actions, right? They're both like even young, if we put it into masculine and feminine terms, there's like some action taken with both of them, right? We also have this kind of falsehood that the masculine's going to do and take care of and make things, and that the feminine's just going to like kind of relax and rest under a tree in the sunshine and like eat grapes and just be totally passive and totally receptive, and the whole universe is just going to like drop into her being everything that she ever needed. That's not right. That's not empowering, and that's not creational. Okay, that might even be another false overlay about what the feminine is to confuse and distract people. And when women are trying to just be in that receptive mode, it gets a little confusing because it's like, well, who's gonna, you got to rely on something else to like drop those things in, right? If you're just receptive. So we actually have to be creative as women, right? But let's go back and talk about productivity. I talk with my hands a lot, so this is helpful when I'm contrasting two things. So when we are in productivity, we are doing things to cross things off the to-do list. We are doing things because we think we have to, because we're involved in these false structures, because our worth, like it feels like our worth depends on it, right? It's like when women are so go, go, go that you have a hard time slowing down, then, you're working for someone else. All your life force energy is going to other people. You don't feel fulfilled. You're like coming home exhausted and then drinking alcohol so that you can go to sleep, so that you can wake up and do it again the next day. Your energy is certainly in that circumstance being very, very hijacked. It's like your life force is not your own. And so when we're in that productivity trap, and that's what it is, that's what I'm going to call it. Like it is a trap. You are probably worried about where your resources are coming from. You are probably downgrading your own intuition, your own enthusiasm for life. You are, yeah, you're like in scarcity and constriction because you're willing to blindly give yourself over to productivity, to be safe. Like a lot of it is tied with safety, the nervous system not really feeling safe to like relax at all. it's like a survival mechanism, right? And no shame whatsoever, because again, things were set up that way. Like we were set up to participate in that system. And so when we're experiencing as women like a lot of burnout, a lot of, oh, hell no, I'm not gonna like give my energy to that anymore. We start getting boundaried. We start realizing that our energy is leaky. We start realizing that we have choices about where our energy goes, right? And then there can be this vacillation to like, I just want to go rest and sleep under a tree. And we have to recover a lot of times from that energy hamster wheel of the productivity, right? So our nervous systems need to recover. Like we might need extra sleep for a while, right? We might, well, we'll need a recalibration. Okay. But let's move into creativity, because creativity, it's like why we're here. I mean, it's like the life hack. It is using our life force, our energy, our resources. Y'all know, you might know, I have this concept of the feminine resources. It's all we ever have, the 8 feminine resources. But depending on when you watch this, I'm actually changing that to 10. We've got 10. Okay, I told you all along that I'm willing for any of us to challenge what I say, including me. So now I'm moving from 8 feminine resources to 10 feminine resources in that model. But anyway, that's a whole teaching I have. I haven't published the books yet, so I'm still good to change my models. So we have these innate feminine resources as women. We have these innate resources that we were given by creation itself, and we can invest those resources however we want. Yes, maybe we have to go to work. Yes, maybe we have to take care of the humans that we agreed to take care of when we birthed them, right? Like we have responsibilities. I'm not saying you get to peace out on all of your responsibilities, but I'm saying you get to invest your life force energy into creativity. And I remember from my productivity days that creativity was like the last thing on my to-do list if I ever got to it at all. And we need to shift that. I think we actually need to look at life as creativity itself. Am I living a creative life? Am I living an artful life? Now, that might mean that you get out the paints. That might mean that you like actually have time to, I like clay, like play with the clay, right? Or write or cook or like be creative with your kid, whatever. It might mean that you make art, but a lot of women aren't going to do that first. You're not going to like put your painting before your job, right? So I'm saying, how can you live creatively? How can you live as art? How can you take these feminine resources that you've been given and make a life with it? And I'm going to tell you, there's this schism, this division. So many amazing, awake, like even soul aligned, like women on their missions. And I've been there. Like no shame. I mean, we're all still on this path. Like there's no perfection. Yeah, there's no perfection. There's no end of the line, right? We're just like figuring out how to be human and really have like a better time with it, right? So there are so many women that I know personally that I see that are like, but I'm trying to do this soul path thing and I'm not making the living that I need to make. What do I have to do? So again, here we have another schism, we have another division, right? I'm on the soul path, but I'm not making money. What do I have to do? This question, what do I have to do, needs to be X'd out of your whole like way of thinking. You need to throw that in the trash. You need to realize that that is that got instilled in the old paradigm. So the question is not, what do I have to do? It's, how am I being moved? Now, again, I said in the beginning, both productivity and creativity require doing. You're going to do. The question could sound like, what is life? How is life trying to move through me? What is my natural impulse today? It's that. It's like, what is my natural impulse? It's not, okay, I sat down and I asked my guides and they told me what to do. That can get really confusing because you don't know where those guides are, like, you don't know if they're helpful or not helpful. Sorry to tell you that. It's got to come from your creational impulse inside of your own sentient being. And you need to build the trust for that. And as you begin to feel that, you need to listen to it. So you need to trust the feeling, the impulse, the sentience. Oh, my sentient being wants to feel this today, wants to create this today. I'll tell you, yesterday, I wanted to write. I definitely wrote. I wrote chapters. I'm writing every day right now. It feels so juicy, so amazing, so alive, so fuck yes. Like it feels so fucking good because it is a creation and it wants to move through me. But I had these squash laying on my counter for weeks, and I'm just like watching, delicata squash, delicata, like it sounds so amazing. They're amazing. They're so yummy. And I'm like, these are going to go to waste. Like, what am I doing? I'm like wasting this resource. This is like silly. And I really there was like a flavor that I wanted. I wanted to create this soup with the delicata squash. And it wasn't like, oh, I just have to cook this off and then slap some butter on it and then put it in my mouth, right? It was like, I want to create this experience with caramelized shallots and spices and the delicata squash and coconut milk and steak. Like I wanted to create this experience for myself. That is life moving through me. That is living creationally. That is living in this sentient way where like we're moving with life. We're moving with this yes. If I sat down and I was making a grocery list and I said, okay, how many calories can I eat? What am I supposed to eat? How am I supposed to eat? And I'm just like cooking through a should, or like cooking or eating through a productivity, I'm cut off from the life force. I'm cut off from the literal nourishment of life, right? So it could connect to food. It could be like cooking. It could be homemaking. How is life calling you to feel? What is life calling you to make with your life? Is that a child? Is that a home? Is that a painting? Is that a business? And then it's going to be broken down day to day in these specific instructions. And many of us, I'll add this part, many of us on a spiritual path want to ignore the deliciousness, the sentience of this 3D life. You live in a body. We've been talking about how the body is sacred, how the body is matter and matter is sacred, and the body is feminine, matter, mother, it's sacred. Like we like to say that. But if you're a woman in a body leading a soul-filled life, and you're ignoring the sentience and you're going to the spiritual, you're saying, guides tell me what to do. like, please help me. How am I missing the boat? And you're kind of like going back to the ether. Maybe you're going to your source connection. If you're going to your source connection, you're going to feel it through your body. If you're going to the source connection, you're going to feel it through your body. It's not going to be, we all have clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance. We can see, we can hear, we can feel, right? We have that. And sometimes it really does come in like a clairvoyant mental understanding. You need to do this today, right? We've all had that happen. We better listen. Okay. When it gets that freaking clear, we better listen. But there's still a lot of division in what I'm seeing when I'm looking around and the women that I'm talking to. There's still a lot of division of ignoring the sentience and going to the ether, the guides, I mean, sometimes you don't even know what, right? You're just like, please, somebody give me an answer. Well, guess what? Some kind of interdimensional force or this old paradigm force can come in and whisper in your ear. And you might go off and like obey it and do, and you thought it was a seventh dimensional guide or something like that, an angel, but maybe it was something in disguise. Okay? You have to build your sentience so that you can trust this is for me, this is not for me. I feel it in my system. My system is calling for this. Okay? So we need to be healthy. We need to be clear. We need to be cultivating the fucking gorgeous sacredness of our own beingness, our own matter, so that we're feeling these impulses and we're feeling, I must make this. And when we feel, I must make this, then we have the option to do it or not do it. And the more we do it, the more success we'll have. Okay? That's why we're here. That's why we're here. We're here to make life. We're here to it's a regeneration of the essence and the resources that we are. We are creation. We are these resources. We are creator beings. We can literally create life. And every day, life is telling you how to make life. Okay? Last little piece I want to add. Sometimes while we're like, okay, I don't want to be in that hustle, I don't want to be in that productivity anymore. I want to rest and I want to receive. I want to be a good little feminine and I want to receive. And so we like go into this receptive mode and we don't take enough action and we're like not doing, we're not creating, like I was saying. So many of you listening, like you're ancient souls, it's so incredible, like how ancient we are and how important we are. And then we're here in this modern world and we think like, oh, it would have been important if I were alive back in Mary Magdalene's days, but now I'm like here and I have this Mary Magdalene coding. But what am I supposed to do with it here? Well, you're supposed to be all of it here. Like you wouldn't be here. Like you are that also in the modern world, right? And so a lot of the time, I think there's been this, I think it's an overlay. I'm just saying it. And I know maybe in years past, I even perpetuated this. I'm sorry, I'm free to change my mind. I'm free to evolve, thank God. So this receptivity of this passive feminine, we're being called to get back up and be creator beings. That's the long and the short of it. Like we are being called to get up from under the tree eat the grapes if we need the sustenance, right? And then create something, make something. So we have this like incredible soul. We have this blueprint of creation that we are. And life is waiting for us as the human, us as the woman, to go meet that, to go toward that. So in this particular video, I've named a couple of things that you can ask yourself, oh, am I doing that? Am I just blindly blindly producing, hustling, doing? We do this as spiritual women. Don't pretend that we don't. Just because you started a soul-led business does not mean that you're just hustling. You're looking for the thing to do. You're looking for the next thing to do that's going to ensure your safety. I know it. I go there myself. Okay. Like when there's scarcity, we think, what do we have to do? We have to disconnect from that, go to creativity, and be brave enough to plug into creation and listen to that and follow that and be in the sentience of that. Okay. So going back to my little summary, you can ask yourself, where am I in productivity instead of creativity? Okay. You can ask yourself, where am I trying to be receptive, but I'm actually being pretty passive and I'm not actually doing what life is inviting me to do? Because I just want to receive and be a good little feminine and just be me. Well, who the fuck are you going to receive from? Like, we have distorted masculine. We have, like, your chances of receiving from what you think you want to receive from are pretty fucking slim if you're laying under the tree. You really have to be a creator being to receive. Okay. I'm just saying. I know because I lived it. What else do I have for this summary? And you can ask yourself, where am I hearing the divine instructions? Where am I feeling the creative impulse of life wanting to move through me? And I did something else instead. Oops. Where did I ignore creation today, or this year, or this decade? Where did I ignore creation and how creation wants to move through me for whatever freaking reason? Reasons abound. It takes some courage to listen to the creative impulse and to do it, but it starts to feel really good really quickly. Okay. So much love to you. I hope this has served. If it has, drop me a note, let me know, connect. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, find me at sarahpoet.com. Reach out. Okay, much love. Bye.